Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. All of our shows are on the web, ntnm.org, for the links to YouTube, communitypolicingcaps24.org, Aldermanic and mayoral season. I would like to thank my friend Todd Swish for introducing me to the next guest, and that is a candidate for alderman in the 23rd Ward, Martin Arteaga. How are you doing?
Sir. Good to meet you. Good to see you here.
First of all, my pleasure, and thank you so much for coming. And also thanks to your campaign manager, what's his name?
David Sanchez.
David Sanchez, thank you very much for bringing him. Now, first of all, where is the 23rd Ward?
The 23rd Ward is basically the southwest side of Chicago. Midway Airport is actually at the center of it. It runs from Kedzie to Harlem, 51st to 67th.
Interesting chunk of land, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
And there's actually a synagogue in there. Just one, but there is. So tell us a little bit about your background.
I'm born to immigrant parents. My parents came here in 1966. And since then, they became union workers. They're U.S. citizens now. And they were able to raise 6 kids here. I grew up in Pilsen originally, and then we moved to the southwest side. For the past 23 years, I've lived there. Went to Chicago Public Schools my whole life. And eventually ended up at DePaul University, where I graduated with a political science degree.
Oh, very nice.
And then eventually ended up at Northwestern Graduate School for Public Policy.
Very nice. That's a very good background to be into if you want to be a public official.
Sure.
So obviously that, you know, I guess you got the desire to run for office from that sort of thing, or had it?
Yeah, well, it actually happened during college. I originally wanted to be an attorney. Yeah. And I just felt that process was too individualized, and I wanted to have some massive impact. And that's when I started looking at politics and being able to provide, you know, a bigger impact on society. And we started a Hispanic fraternity on campus. And through that, we organized different groups on campus to become the most active organization on DePaul University's campus.
Wow, that's very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the issues of the 23rd Ward.
Sure. Well, the top 3 issues, one is economic development, because we have a major international airport, which is a huge economic hub for our area. If you look around it, there's not a lot of development. So we want to bring in development and bring some new restaurants, some new entertainment, kind of liven up the place, because you have 2 populations that can be served. One is the thousands of people that frequent Midway Airport, but the second population is everybody in the southwest side, who, as I've been knocking on doors, and we've already knocked on 15,000 doors.
Wow.
People tell me.
That's impressive.
Oh, thank you. We have a hard-working team, so I've been blessed with that.
Yeah.
But as I've gone door to door, people tell me, hey, we go to LaGrange, we go to Orland Park, we go downtown to dine because we don't have anything in our neighborhood. And that's part of the problem, is that we need stuff in our neighborhood where our money can stay local.
No, I think that's very important. And I actually, every time I fly, I always fly Southwest. And yeah, it is kind of sparse business-wise when I drive down there or go down there.
Right, and in these tough economic times, when you're looking at the city's shortfall, you know, unfunded pension and whatnot, we need more revenue. So that's one way where we can create revenue without having to tax people. And it also helps us fund our schools, our parks. These are very important institutions that we need to maintain, particularly in the southwest side and throughout the city. But in our neck of the woods, we want to make sure that the youth are kept engaged after school. We want more after-school programs so that these kids stay engaged and off the streets.
I think that's very important. There's no question about it. Yeah, youthful idle hands definitely can be trouble.
Yes.
So you got 2 other issues.
Education. Well, I'm a firm believer in education, and once again, after-school programs are key to this, because I grew up in Pilsen when there was a different gang on every different block, and it was these after-school programs. I was part of the band in my high school.
Nice.
And
what did you play?
I played the trumpet and I played the French horn.
Cool.
So these types of things kept me out off the streets. I also was part of a program called the DePaul STEP program, where every Saturday, students from my Benito Juarez High School were shipped over to DePaul University, and we were taught mathematics, literature, science, and it was an enrichment program that we needed to test back into. And essentially, that kept us on our toes because it wasn't a free-for-all where you're just part of the program, but it actually challenged us. And this is what I want to do, is I want to challenge the youth, but I also want to keep them engaged at the same time.
Very cool. And number 3?
Number 3 is crime and safety. We have a very diverse neighborhood or ward where you have the west side and you have the east side, and you have different needs, but a lot of the police resources get shifted off to other parts of the ward, whereas the west side of the ward, neighborhoods like Garfield Ridge, that are neglected with police presence because it's not a high crime area. And we have a lot of police officers, city workers, firemen who live in that area, so it's already pretty safe, but they need a little more attention. I've heard it from them, and we want to be able to give that to them.
I'm in agreement. I mean, we need more police officers, period, in the city, beyond question. We're running out of time, so I'd like you to give us, do you have a website?
We do have a website. It's Arteaga23.com.
Arteaga, Arteaga 23.com.
Yes, sir.
I want to wish you a lot of luck in the election. Thank you so much for coming. You've got a very impressive background, and I hope you do really good on election day.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.